But what really broke me was how she slowly twisted my dad's love into suspicion. The first time was small. One night at dinner, I reached directly for the napkin.
Funny how she knows exactly where things are,
Well, maybe muscle memory?
Or maybe she just doesn't need to pretend anymore.
I was in the kitchen one morning. It was quiet, just me, the humming fridge, and the faint clink of dishes in the sink. I walked straight to the counter, reached a few inches to the left, and picked up the glass of water I had left there the night before. I'd memorized that spot years ago. My fingers found the cool rim without hesitation. Just as I lifted it to my lips, I heard her.
Aha, you saw it, didn't you?
I turned my head toward her voice, confused. What?
The glass. You didn't feel around or anything. You walked straight to it. Don't play dumb.
I left it there last night. I knew where it was.
Mike, you hearing this? She just walked right to the cup like she saw it. Not even a pause.
Dad walked in, still groggy from sleep.
What's going on?
She's pretending, Mike. I've seen her do this so many times. She's too precise. That's not blindness. That's acting.
It's called memory. I know the layout of our kitchen. You ever heard someone say, blood is thicker than water? Yeah, well, whoever said that clearly never met my stepmom. My name is Kyra. I lost my sight when I was 8 after a severe bout of meningitis. One day I could see my dad's face, and the next, darkness. My mom died a year later from a brain aneurysm. That's when my dad remarried Sandra, aka Satan, with a wig. At first, she played nice, fake smiles, overly helpful, calling me sweetheart with a voice like poisoned honey.
Oh, poor Kyra. Can't imagine how hard it must be.
But once the honeymoon phase ended and my dad's back was turned, so was hers.
You can stop playing blind when it's just us, you know.
I was 10. She'd move the furniture around every few days, claiming she was redecorating, even though she knew I navigated by memory. I bruised my shin so often I started walking with a limp. She'd switch shampoo bottles for conditioner, unplug my talking clock, and once smeared Vaseline on my glasses. Yes, blind people still wear them. But what really broke me was how she slowly twisted my dad's love into suspicion. The first time was small. One night at dinner, I reached directly for the napkin.
Funny how she knows exactly where things are,
Well, maybe muscle memory?
Or maybe she just doesn't need to pretend anymore.
I was in the kitchen one morning. It was quiet, just me, the humming fridge, and the faint clink of dishes in the sink. I walked straight to the counter, reached a few inches to the left, and picked up the glass of water I had left there the night before. I'd memorized that spot years ago. My fingers found the cool rim without hesitation. Just as I lifted it to my lips, I heard her.
Aha, you saw it, didn't you?
I turned my head toward her voice, confused. What?
The glass. You didn't feel around or anything. You walked straight to it. Don't play dumb.
I left it there last night. I knew where it was.
Mike, you hearing this? She just walked right to the cup like she saw it. Not even a pause.
Dad walked in, still groggy from sleep.
What's going on?
She's pretending, Mike. I've seen her do this so many times. She's too precise. That's not blindness. That's acting.
It's called memory. I know the layout of our kitchen.
Yeah, sure. And maybe next time she'll tell us she can see colors too.
Dad didn't say anything, but the way he looked at me, like a question mark instead of a period, that hurt more than her words. A few days later, I was in the hallway carrying some folded clothes from the dryer. I walked into my room and tossed them gently into the laundry hamper by the closet, right where it always was. No big deal, routine, familiarity. But Sandra saw it.
Oh, wow, that was impressive.
What?
You just walked right in and tossed those clothes perfectly into the hamper. No feeling around, no bumping into anything. Almost like, I don't know, you saw it.
I bit my tongue. I know where my hamper is, Sandra. I've lived here my whole life.
Right. And I suppose you can hear where it is too? Or maybe your third eye guided you.
What's going on now?
Mike, don't you think it's strange? She never hesitates. Walks into rooms like she owns the place. I'm just saying, what if we've been fooled?
I don't know. It's just laundry, Sandra.
Or maybe it's more than laundry. Think about it, Mike.
I stood still, holding back tears. That's how it always was with her. Simple things twisted into weapons, with just enough poison in her words to make Dad doubt me again.
Are you playing with me, Kara? I can't support lies, Kyra. You need help. Somewhere else.
I left. I was 17, homeless, blind, hurt. I crashed with Tamika for a while, got a job at a tech support center for the visually impaired. One of the perks? Testing new devices. That's when I was introduced to a prototype called Echo Sight, a wearable assistive tech that used sonar, AI, and voice feedback to help navigate objects and shapes. It didn't restore full sight, but it gave me partial spatial awareness. I could sense doors, shapes, furniture, even faces in bright contrast. For the first time in nearly a decade, I felt something close to power. From there, I built myself brick by digital brick. College, coding, late nights, coffee, more failures than I can count. But eventually, I created NavAware, a groundbreaking app for the visually impaired. Within 2 years, I had investors, patents, a CEO title, and my own office. I was 24. I made it. But karma? Oh, she made her move later. I found out Sandra had given birth. A baby girl. Her name? Maya. She was blind. And that's when I realized something. God really does have favorites. They reached out to me, of course. Sandra didn't even wait for pleasantries.
I heard you're doing well. We need the tech. That thing you used. Maya can't live like this.
You mean like I lived? Oh, that must be awful.
Kara, she's just a baby. Please.
Then treat her better than you treated me. Goodbye. They tried to manage. But Sandra wasn't just evil. She was extravagant. Gucci for herself. A Tesla she couldn't afford. A big new house to raise Maya properly. Dad took out loans. Multiple. His job couldn't cover it. Eventually, the debt collectors came calling. One night, Dad was kidnapped. Yes, kidnapped. Turns out he borrowed from the wrong people. They beat him, broke his leg, held him for 3 days until Sandra sold the house, both cars, and cleared the debt. Maya was left with a babysitter and a black eye from falling downstairs because they didn't even have proper safety features for her. They moved into a tiny, crumbling 2-bedroom shack. And then, the twist of all twists. Dad did a DNA test after noticing Maya looked nothing like him. You guessed it. Maya wasn't his.
18 years, Sandra. 18 years of defending you. And you couldn't even tell me this kid wasn't mine?
I didn't think you'd love her if she wasn't.
He packed up what little he had left and showed up at my office 2 weeks later, on crutches, broke, and hollowed out.
I deserve nothing, but I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I believed the wrong person. I failed you. But if there's any part of you that can forgive me, I'll never forget again.
I looked at him. He was thinner, older, humble. The man who once held my hand in the hospital. I needed you then. You weren't there, but I'm here now. Not for her, for you. I rented him a nice little apartment, modest, clean, with rails and digital support for remote work. Gave him a desk job at one of my call centers, something he could do from home. I never spoke to Sandra again. But word gets around, and the internet doesn't hide anything, especially when desperation starts posting. That's how I found out what became of her. She was living in a tiny, run-down 2-bedroom house, barely big enough for a full-sized bed and a prayer. No backyard, no fence, just weeds, peeling paint, and rusted railings. The same woman who once looked down on everyone from her granite kitchen was now heating up canned beans in a microwave from the pawn shop. And Maya? Maya was still blind. I watched one of Sandra's videos online. Someone forwarded it to me. There she was, sitting on a thin couch with Maya curled beside her. Her hair was unkempt, her voice shaky.
Please. My daughter Maya is fully blind. We've been trying to get the Echo Sight device, but it's just so expensive. I work full-time, but my boss won't let me bring her to work, and I can't leave her alone. Most of my pay goes to her caretaker. Anything you can donate would help us, please.
She sniffled. Maya shifted beside her, trying to grab a toy that had rolled just out of reach. She missed it. I watched Sandra's eyes flicker to the camera, like she was hoping someone out there still cared. I didn't. She worked a retail job now, folding shirts for minimum wage in a discount store downtown. Her boss? A notoriously toxic manager who clocked her out if she was 5 minutes late, and once told her,
"You can't bring your blind daughter here. This ain't no charity."
And Sandra? She took it, every day, because she had no options left. No friends, no savings, no help. All her money went to Maya's caretaker, a cranky neighbor woman who charged high and gave little. But it was the only way Sandra could keep her job and still hope to survive. Every now and then, I'd get an email from some crowdfunding platform with her campaign still running. Single mom struggling with blind daughter. Please help Maya see the world. We're $3,847 short of the Echo Sight device. Please share and donate. I could have helped. One call, one order, one donation, but I didn't. Because karma don't miss. She made Maya live the exact life she tried to doom me to, except this time, there was no one kind like Tamika to help her. No one to give her a second chance, no scholarships, no supportive friends. Just bitterness, silence, and the echo of her own cruelty bouncing back. And me? I see everything now, even without my eyes. Oh, and if you like that twist, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me your most dramatic family betrayal. Bonus points if it includes a paternity test and a Gucci bag. Peace out. And remember, never trust a woman with a Bluetooth earpiece and a secret child.
Rose and her entourage decided to stage a fake emergency at a busy shopping mall. The plan involved Rose pretending to be trapped in an elevator that was malfunctioning, while her friends live-streamed the rescue and her dramatic reactions. They hired actors to play emergency responders and even had fake smoke effects to make it seem more dangerous. What they didn't account for was how realistic their performance would be. Real emergency services were called. The mall had to be evacuated. Hundreds of people fled in panic, thinking there was an actual fire or structural collapse. In the chaos, an elderly woman fell and broke her hip. A child got separated from his parents and went missing for hours. The fake smoke triggered asthma attacks in multiple people. Worse still, one of the smoke machines malfunctioned and caused a real fire that spread to a clothing store, and the fire completely consumed the store before firefighters were able to put it out. When the truth came out, the fallout was catastrophic. Rose wasn't just losing followers, she was facing criminal charges. Fraud, public endangerment, filing false reports, and a dozen other charges I couldn't even pronounce. The civil lawsuits started rolling in immediately. My name is Harold, and for as long as I can remember, I've lived in the shadow of my older sister, Rose. Growing up, it was painfully obvious who the golden child was in our family. While I buried myself in textbooks and homework, dreaming of a stable career and a quiet life, Rose commanded attention simply by existing. She was beautiful, charismatic, and had this magnetic quality that drew people to her like moths to a flame. The favoritism started early. I remember when I was 12 and Rose was 15, I had spent weeks preparing for a regional math competition. I came home with a first-place trophy, bursting with pride, only to find my parents fawning over Rose's new Instagram account.
Oh, Rose, you look absolutely stunning in this photo. Look how many likes you're getting already.
My daughter's going to be famous. I can feel it. Hey, I won first place at the math competition today.
Honey, maybe you should apologize.
My trophy sat forgotten on the kitchen counter for weeks before I finally moved it to my room. That was the pattern. My academic achievements were background noise to Rose's social media presence. When Rose turned 16, it was like a royal coronation.
Happy birthday, my beautiful girl. Just wait until you see what's outside.
Come on, everyone, let's head to the driveway. There, under a giant red bow, was a shiny used convertible. The crowd of family and friends screamed as if she'd won the lottery.
Oh my God, are you serious? A car? This is the best birthday ever.
She cried happy tears while Mom filmed her reaction for Instagram. Me? I clapped quietly at the edge of the crowd, wondering if anyone remembered my birthday was 3 weeks later. When my day came, there was no party, no crowd, just a $20 bill shoved into my hand. Here, Harold, buy yourself something nice. Thanks. I spent the evening eating leftover cake from Rose's party. That was my sweet 16. It wasn't just birthdays either. Even vacations revolved around Rose. We had a family beach trip planned for months, something I was genuinely looking forward to. But 2 days before we were supposed to leave,
Guess what? I got invited to an influencer mixer in LA. This is my big break. We have to go.
Of course, sweetheart, the beach can wait. Hollywood doesn't.
this is networking, Harold. It's important for her career. But what about our trip? You promised.
Don't be selfish. This isn't about you.
So instead of relaxing by the ocean, we trailed after Rose through crowded LA streets while she posed in front of murals.
Hold the ring light higher, Harold. Her makeup isn't catching the glow.
Smile, Rose. This one will blow up for sure. I spent most of the trip in the hotel room, finishing essays on my laptop while they lived in Rose's world. To them, I wasn't a son or a brother. I was just the guy holding the camera when her hands were full. When I graduated high school as valedictorian, my parents attended the ceremony, but spent most of it on their phones, helping Rose respond to comments on her latest post. When she dropped out of college after one semester to pursue influencing full-time, they threw her a party.
I'm going to be the next big thing. College is just holding me back from my dreams.
We believe in you, sweetheart. You don't need some stuffy degree when you have natural talent. What about finishing your education? Having something to fall back on?
Fall back on? Harold, you're so negative. Some of us are meant for greatness, not hiding behind calculators all day.
While I worked my way through accounting school, living on ramen noodles and determination, my parents bankrolled Rose's lifestyle. Professional photo shoots, expensive clothes, the latest camera equipment. Nothing was too good for their future star. By the time I became a chartered personal accountant, Rose had indeed achieved a measure of success. She had nearly 500,000 followers across various platforms, brand deals, and what appeared to be a glamorous lifestyle. But up close, it was toxic. She surrounded herself with a rotating cast of sycophants who fed off her success. Friends who only showed up when she was picking up the tab, boyfriends who used her for clout, and yes, even our parents had become part of her entourage. I tried to distance myself from the circus. I had my own apartment, my own clients, and my own life. But Rose seemed to take personal offense to my independence.
Look at my boring little brother. Too good for his own family now that he has some fancy job.
I'm not too good for anyone. I just prefer a quieter life.
Quieter? You mean more pathetic. When's the last time you had fun, Harold? When's the last time you lived?
I live just fine, thanks.
Whatever. At least when I'm really famous, I'll remember where I came from. Unlike some people.
She had this way of making my contentment sound like a character flaw. At family dinners, she'd regale everyone with stories of her latest collaborations while I sat quietly eating, occasionally fielding questions about boring tax stuff. The few times I tried to share something about my work or personal life, the conversation would inevitably drift back to Rose's world. Then things started to go wrong for her. In her desperate attempt to stay relevant and edgy, she began pushing boundaries. She made several videos with what she thought was edgy humor, but they came across as racist and tone-deaf. The backlash was swift and brutal.
It was just a joke. People are so sensitive these days.
Honey, maybe you should apologize.
Apologize? For what? For being real? For not being fake like everyone else?
But the damage was done. She lost thousands of followers, brand deals evaporated, and suddenly the golden child wasn't looking so golden anymore. That's when she turned to me.
Harold, I need your help.
With what?
Content ideas. You're smart. You went to college. Help me figure out how to get my followers back.
Maybe you should consider a different career path? You could go back to school, learn a trade.
Are you insane? This is what I do. This is who I am. I just need one viral moment to get back on top.
Against my better judgment, I found myself brainstorming with her. Maybe it was seeing her genuinely panicked for the first time in her life, or maybe I was just tired of the family drama affecting everyone. If you really want attention, it would have to be something outrageous. Something that gets people talking, but in a good way this time.
Like what?
I don't know. An elaborate prank? Something so unexpected and over the top that it goes viral for being creative. rather than controversial.
That's actually not terrible. Thanks, little brother.
I thought she'd come up with something harmless, maybe a fake treasure hunt or an elaborate joke on her friends. I should have known better. Rose and her toxic inner circle took my innocent suggestion and twisted it into something monstrous. For a brief moment, I thought about trying to step and say something to save her from herself, but after being treated like an afterthought for so long, I decided that the better option was to watch it all play out and just enjoy the show. Rose and her entourage decided to stage a fake emergency at a busy shopping mall. The plan involved Rose pretending to be trapped in an elevator that was malfunctioning, while her friends live-streamed the rescue and her dramatic reactions. They hired actors to play emergency responders and even had fake smoke effects to make it seem more dangerous. What they didn't account for was how realistic their performance would be. Real emergency services were called. The mall had to be evacuated. Hundreds of people fled in panic, thinking there was an actual fire or structural collapse. In the chaos, an elderly woman fell and broke her hip. A child got separated from his parents and went missing for hours. The fake smoke triggered asthma attacks in multiple people. Worse still, one of the smoke machines malfunctioned and caused a real fire that spread to a clothing store, and the fire completely consumed the store before firefighters were able to put it out. When the truth came out, the fallout was catastrophic. Rose wasn't just losing followers, she was facing criminal charges. Fraud, public endangerment, filing false reports, and a dozen other charges I couldn't even pronounce. The civil lawsuits started rolling in immediately. The woman who broke her hip, the parents of the lost child, the mall for lost revenue, the city for the cost of the emergency response. Everyone wanted their piece of Rose's rapidly shrinking empire.
This isn't fair. It was just a prank. Nobody was supposed to get hurt.
Rose, what were you thinking? This stunt got so out of hand that you're looking at potentially 15 years in prison and damages that could exceed $2 million.
$2 million? I don't have $2 million.
That's going to be a problem. Our parents, who had spent years funding her lifestyle, suddenly found themselves facing financial ruin as well. They had co-signed on some of her business loans and were being named in several of the lawsuits. The golden child had become a liability. But Rose wasn't ready to face the consequences. While out on bail, she came up with one final terrible plan.
I'm leaving the country.
What do you mean leaving the country?
I mean, I'm getting out of here before they can throw me in prison. I know people who can help me disappear.
Rose, that's insane. That'll just make everything worse.
Worse than 15 years in prison? I don't think so. And don't you dare try to stop me, Harold. You've done enough damage with your stupid prank idea.
She actually blamed me for her disaster. After years of being the overlooked sibling, after watching her destroy herself and drag our family down with her, she had the audacity to make me the villain in her story. That night, I made a decision that surprised even me. I called the police and told them about Rose's plan to flee. I gave them her flight information, her fake passport details that she'd bragged about, everything. They caught her at the airport, trying to board a flight to a country with no extradition treaty. The failed escape attempt added more charges to her already lengthy list. When she finally went to trial, the judge wasn't sympathetic. Rose, your actions showed a complete disregard for public safety and the well-being of others. Your attempt to flee the country demonstrates that you feel no remorse for the harm you've caused. I hereby sentence you to 12 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 8 years.
This isn't fair. I'm not a criminal. I'm an influencer.
You were an influencer. Now you're a convicted felon. The golden child was finally tarnished beyond repair. Our parents, financially and emotionally devastated, had to sell their house and move into a small apartment which they struggled to afford. They barely spoke to me after they found out I was the one who tipped off the police about Rose's escape attempt, which I was honestly okay with. But for the first time in my life, I felt free. Without Rose's chaos dominating every family interaction, without her constant need for attention and drama, I could finally breathe. I focused on my career, started dating someone wonderful, and began building the quiet, stable life I'd always wanted. Sometimes I wonder if I should feel guilty about turning in my own sister. But then I remember all the people she hurt, all the damage she caused in her selfish pursuit of fame and attention. I think about the elderly woman who still walks with a cane because of Rose's prank. The truth is, Rose had been heading toward this destruction for years. I just happened to be the one who finally said enough was enough. My parents still send me updates about her appeals and parole hearings, but I've learned to delete those emails and messages without reading them. I've built a life that doesn't revolve around Rose's drama, and I intend to keep it that way. For the first time ever, I'm not living in anyone's shadow, and it feels absolutely perfect. Thanks for watching.